This video is from Ajit Kumar Nair, rehabilitation professional, RCI registered, NAIRS Epigenetic Wellness. From the second we are born, society hands us a script we never agreed to. It's like being given a heavy, invisible checklist for a life you haven't even started living yet. The milestones are usually the same: finish studies by 22, land a career by 25, be married by 28, and have kids by 30. Even though nobody writes this schedule on paper, it stays in our heads, constantly pressuring us to keep up. There's a name for this feeling that life has a correct order and a correct time for everything. It's called chrononormativity. It's the quiet, powerful belief that we are all supposed to follow the same exact schedule, regardless of who we actually are. When we accept this script without questioning it, we fall into a trap. We start measuring how well we're doing based on an artificial clock, instead of checking in with our own needs and pace. You can feel the weight of this clock most clearly at a family function or a holiday dinner. We're quick to celebrate someone who is settled by 30, but we often look down on the person who is still exploring their options or starting over. In these moments, it feels like an invisible stopwatch has been clicked. You feel the seconds ticking away, telling you you're running out of time. This is time pressure, that low humming anxiety that stays with you because you feel off track compared to the people around you. Society uses this pressure to convince us that being on a different path is a failure, rather than just a different way of traveling. Dragging this borrowed calendar through your adult life is exhausting. Every day becomes a race against a deadline you didn't even set for yourself. Eventually, the pressure becomes so loud that we stop making choices for ourselves. We just want the noise to stop. We might take a job we don't like, or commit to a relationship that doesn't fit, simply because it makes our lives look acceptable to everyone else. We trade a life that feels right for one that just looks right. When we rush just to avoid being late, we hand over our freedom. We let a generic script decide our future, instead of using our own judgment. Following this schedule doesn't lead to a happy life. It leads to a compliant one. We give up our true desires just to stay on a timeline that was never ours to begin with. The hardest part is what happens when that pressure finally hits a wall, when you reach a certain age and realized you missed a milestone. This chart shows a feeling we don't talk about enough: temporal grief. This shaded area represents the ache of reaching a specific age without finishing the tasks you were supposed to do. It's mourning the loss of the future you thought was a sure thing. It's a deep sadness for the years that didn't go as planned, and the version of your life that never showed up. This grief is so painful because it's based on a lie. We were tricked into believing that certain milestones were guaranteed if we just worked hard enough. But life rarely follows a straight line. Everything changes the moment you realize the calendar you've been carrying isn't yours. You decide to put it down, walk away, and finally start living. Real growth only begins when you stop worrying about being late and start questioning who decided the timing in the first place. The standard rules for when you should have a career or a family are just external benchmarks. They're about how your life looks to others. Your own internal rhythm, how you actually feel and grow, is what really matters. Most of the happiest people you'll ever meet were late by society's standards. They took the time to sit with uncertainty and rebuild after things fell apart, instead of rushing to fit a mold. Life was never meant to be a race. You aren't behind. You just refuse to live a borrowed life. The second you stop living by their clock, your real life begins. This video is from Ajit Kumar Nair, counseling psychologist, clinical hypnotherapist, NAIRS Epigenetic Wellness. Contact 9446 467779.